Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. This is your Manchester United Fulham preview. It's Tuesday evening, 6 o'clock kickoff at Old Trafford. It's our final home game of the season. Man United will let 10,000 fans back into Old Trafford for the Fulham clash. We've got to get back to winning ways against Fulham. We've had back-to-back defeats at Old Trafford in the league because we recently lost 4-2 against Liverpool and we lost 2-1 against Leicester. Champions League football is guaranteed for next season anyway for Manchester United. Fulham are obviously a very, very poor team. They are relegated. Their current manager is Scott Parker. Fulham appointed Scott Parker in February 2019 to obviously replace Claudio Ranieri because Fulham sacked Claudio Ranieri. Scott Parker has been Fulham manager now for a couple of years. Before, Scott Parker managed Tottenham's under-18 squad. This will be the 86th encounter between Manchester United and Fulham. The last time Fulham beat Man United was back in December 2009. It was 3-0 at Craven Cottage. Obviously, we beat them at Craven Cottage earlier on this season, 2-1. The last time we played them at Old Trafford, we beat them 4-1. That was back in December 2018. Fulham have got some good players. Obviously, Lookman, he's one of their key players. I think he'll be in contention to play in this game for Fulham. They've got Cavallero. He's another one of their key players. I think he'll be involved in this game. They've got Mitrovic. He's a good player. I think he'll be in contention to play in this game. They've got Mario Lemina. They got him from Southampton. They've also got Ruben Loftus-Cheek. They got him from Chelsea. Fulham have also got Anderson. They've got Robinson. Kong Olo, he's out with injury at the moment. Kearney, he's also out with injury. And Reed's just come back from injury for Fulham. But we have been very, very poor at Old Trafford this season. All our defeats have come at Old Trafford in the Premier League this season. We've been far better away from home than we have been at home. I'm expecting Ole Gunnar Solskjaer to make some changes from the 4-2 defeat to Liverpool. We know Harry Maguire is not available. He's out with an ankle injury. He sustained it in our 3-1 win against Aston Villa. Solskjaer fears that he's going to be out for a few weeks. I think he's going to be out for the season, is Maguire. And defensively, we are shambolic without him. Solskjaer said he's hopeful that he will be back for the Europa League final. Phil Jones is still out with injury, but he doesn't get in our 11 anyway. Martial's obviously out with an ankle injury. Sorry, not an ankle injury, a knee injury. He's been out for a while. Ollie's hopeful that he will be back for the Europa League final, and Daniel James has been injured. After Fulham, it's Wolves. Wolves is obviously the final game. We are away from home. And then it's the end of the Premier League season. And then obviously it's the Europa League final for us. That's our priority, is the Europa League. Solskjaer knows how imperative it is to get his first trophy on the board as Man United manager. Solskjaer said the other month winning trophies can be an ego thing. We haven't won a trophy since 2017. It's Solskjaer's first major final as Man United manager, and it's his 8th European final. Villarreal, though, will be a tough game. I'm expecting us to win the Europa League. We win the Europa League, that'll give us confidence and that'll give us something to build on going on into next season. I think Man United will finish second in the Premier League this season. But yeah, in our last league game against Liverpool, I thought in the first 20-25 minutes, we was on top. Obviously, Cavani had a good chance. That came from a calamitous mistake from Allinson. Cavani didn't convert the chance, and obviously we took the lead through Bruno Fernandes, and Wan-Bissaka got the assist. Bruno Fernandes' shot, though, took a huge deflection off Phillips. It may have gone in without the deflection, but the goal actually got given to Bruno Fernandes against Liverpool. I'm surprised he didn't get given to Phillips. And then obviously as soon as Liverpool got level, they took control of the game. Liverpool could have had 2 penalties in the game, because obviously there was a handball by Eric Bailly, and plus Eric Bailly brought Phillips down. Initially, Liverpool had got given a penalty, but it got overturned by VAR. Obviously, Jota scored for Liverpool. Firmino got a brace for Liverpool. Dean Henderson was at fault for Firmino's second goal because Dean Henderson spilt it. Our second goal came from Marcus Rashford. It was a good goal, by the way, and Edison Cavani got the assist, and obviously Liverpool's 4th goal came from Mohamed Salah. That put the icing on the cake. Yeah, Liverpool could have had more than 4 goals, though. Jota had some good chances. Dean Henderson made 2 good saves. Jota also hit the post in the game, and Sadio Mane also had a very good chance when he came on, but overran it. It was Liverpool's first win at Old Trafford since 2014. And it was Jurgen Klopp's first win at Old Trafford as Liverpool manager. I think our best players against Liverpool were Wan-Bissaka. He made some positive runs, got into some good positions. And defensively, he was good and he played a part in, Bruno Fernandes' goals. Mason Greenwood also did well when he came on against Liverpool. The introduction of Greenwood got us playing really well again. Greenwood had a good chance. It was cleared off the line by Phillips. And the other good performer was Bruno Fernandes. I thought the rest of them were poor. I wasn't too disappointed with the loss to Leicester not so long ago, because Solskjaer went with a weakened squad. He did make 10 changes in the game against Leicester from the 3-1 win against Villa, obviously with the fixture congestion. So there you go. Now, on my next video, I will be giving you my starting 11 prediction for this game against Fulham. Now, you know the news regarding the transfers. Recently, I give you the news on Jadon Sancho from Borussia Dortmund. Man United are the favourites to sign him this summer. Jadon Sancho's representatives are confident that Sancho will join Man United this summer, and Man United are preparing to launch a bid in the region of 65 million to 75 million pounds for Sancho. It says we could use Jesse Lingard to buy Sancho because Dortmund are interested in Lingard. Obviously, Lingard wants a permanent move away from Man United. He's obviously on loan at the moment at West Ham, and he's done very well since he's gone out on loan to West Ham. The reason we loaned Jesse Lingard out in January is because he got frozen out of our squad. Now, it said not so long ago that we were set to offer 77 million for Sancho, and it says we want to complete a deal before the European Championship. Borussia Dortmund confirmed earlier on this season that they've got a gentleman's agreement with Sancho over a possible transfer, and it said that Borussia Dortmund lowered their asking price to around £78 million. Earlier on this season, Borussia Dortmund admitted that they'll sell Sancho for the right price this summer, and Borussia Dortmund's CEO did reveal that the club will discuss exceptional offers for the winger. Bayern Munich have recently entered the race for him, Chelsea have been in for him, and Liverpool are interested in him. The Manchester Evening News recently said that Sancho is pushing for a transfer to Man United this summer. He wants to make a move to Man United. Last summer, Jadon Sancho was our number one priority target. Fabrizio Romano did say not so long ago that Jadon Sancho would be 100% happy to join Man United this summer, because he mentioned that Sancho was keen on move to Man United last summer. Sancho's preference would be to go to a team playing in the Champions League. Last summer, Dortmund's valuation was £108 million. He recently said we was looking at Kingsley Coman as an alternative to Sancho, and we've also looked at Ousmane Dembele as an alternative to Sancho before. You obviously know the news regarding Raphael Varane. Real Madrid are demanding £60 million for Raphael Varane. Reports said yesterday that Man United are preparing a £40 million bid. 40 million would be a bargain for Raphael Varane, but Real Madrid want 20 million more. The Manchester Evening News said recently that Man United are holding exploratory talks with Raphael Varane as he considers his future at Real Madrid. Liverpool have also held talks with Raphael Varane. He said earlier on this season that Chelsea were the favourites to sign him, and Chelsea were prepared to meet Real Madrid's 61 million asking price. Raphael Varane's contract talks with Real Madrid have stalled. His current contract expires next year. The Spanish transfer expert Eduardo Inda said earlier on this season that Varane could be on his way to Man United in the summer. Earlier on this season, it said that Real Madrid are prepared to sell Raphael Varane on one condition: he must inform Real Madrid on his decision to leave. But I'd certainly take Varane at Manchester United. The main reasons is because he's a world-class centre-half. He'd exceed expectations in the Premier League. He'd complement Harry Maguire in our back line. And he's highly experienced and he's got a good pedigree behind him as a player. He's won 18 major honours at Real Madrid. And he's made over 300 appearances in all competitions. He's endured like 10 years is it at Real Madrid, so he's been a long servant. Madrid paid just €10 million for him from Lens back in 2011. Man United are still in search for a centre-half despite Eric Bailly signing a new contract not so long ago. You obviously know the news regarding Harry Kane from Tottenham. It recently said we fear that we could miss out on Harry Kane forever if we don't sign him in the summer transfer window. It recently said Harry Kane is ready to ask Tottenham to listen to transfer offers this summer. It recently says the Glazers are planning to sanction a £90 million bid. I'm very sceptical that £90 million will be enough to convince Tottenham to offload him, because Daniel Levy, Tottenham's chairman, said not so long ago that Tottenham will only consider offers for Harry Kane starting at £125 million. Kane said quite a few weeks ago that he wants to win team trophies. He said that after Tottenham's Carabao Cup final defeat to Man City, and earlier on this season, Kane said he will ask to leave Tottenham if Tottenham failed to qualify for the Champions League. And it said he's decided that he wants to stay in the Premier League if he decides to leave Tottenham. He said earlier on this season he dealt Tottenham a major blow. He's refused to commit his future and he's delaying his transfer decision until after the Euros. I would take Kane at Manchester United even though he would cost us a substantial amount, because Kane is regarded as one of the best strikers in the world. He's well proven in the Premier League. And he's a prolific goal scorer and he would assure Man United goals and he can create very good chances. Kane has been a long servant at Tottenham. He's been with them 17 years. He's got a contract with Tottenham until 2024. And he's been in their senior squad since 2009. And he's won the Golden Boot a couple of times, reflecting on his good performances. Tottenham have not won a trophy for 13 years. Yeah, we are in search of a striker, despite Edison Cavani signing a one-year contract not so long ago. I'm glad, though, Cavani is staying for next season. I presume a lot of United fans are glad that he's staying for next season, because he has made a fantastic impact since he's come in. Solskjaer's come out and said that he wants to make 3 world-class signings in order to make Man United challenge for the Premier League next season. Solskjaer recently demanded more transfers and he's basically said, look, we need to strengthen up if we are to challenge Man City, and I've already identified the areas in the squad where Man United need to strengthen up. Not long now until the summer transfer window opens. It will be Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's 5th transfer window as permanent Man United manager. It's very imperative that Solskjaer gets the players he wants in this year's summer transfer window, because so far he's not got all the players that he wanted to recommend in, and in that aspect the blame stems from the board. But the board has been one of the biggest problems at the club for a long time, reflecting now poor the recruitment's been. We've overpaid for players. And in general, the managers that we've had since Ferguson retired haven't got the players that they wanted to recommend in. Solskjaer's made it clear that he wants good backing, and I hope he gets the backing he deserves. Well, he should get the backing because we've got John Murtaugh, he's our director of football. We've got Darren Fletcher, and we've also got Matt Judge. And Matt Judge has been part of the club for a long time. We're going to offload quite a few players in the summer transfer window, so in that aspect we'll generate money and it will help us with our rebuilding process. Very, very good chance that we're going to offload De Gea. Romero, I'm expecting us to offload him. I'm also expecting us to offload Lee Grant. Delors, we're looking to get rid of him permanently. He's out on loan with AC Milan at the moment. Brandon Williams, I think we need to loan him out, to get him more experience and to give him more opportunities, because Brandon Williams is our third choice left back, isn't he? He played a lot of games last season. That's only because Luke Shaw had a couple of periods out with injury. Nemanja Matic, I think, we need to offload him. Pogba could leave in the summer transfer window, but I hope he doesn't. Juan Mata, I think there's a good chance that we'll offload him as well. And a lot of United fans are saying that we need to offload Anthony Martial in the summer transfer window because he's no longer good enough to represent the club. But a lot of players will stay at Man United in the summer transfer window, and I reckon there's quite a few players that have got long-term futures at the club. But Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, we've got to give him a lot of credit, because he's brought consistency back to Manchester United. And Solskjaer does deserve at least one more season at Man United. Solskjaer is aware that next season is the big season for him. He's got to exceed expectations next season if he is to remain in the Manchester United job. If things go wrong next season, then I think there's a very, very good chance he will be sacked. Next season will be his third full season at the club. This season's obviously been his second full season at the club. I don't think he's a long-term manager for Man United. I think a lot of United fans will agree with me on that aspect, but I hope I'm proven wrong. I hope he is a long-term manager, and I hope he succeeds as Manchester United manager, because we love Solskjaer a lot. He is a club legend. And there's a lot of United fans that are Ole Gunnar Solskjaer in, and they believe that he needs more time at the club. But obviously a lot of United fans have heavily criticised Solskjaer, and some have been quite a lot have been demanding him out of the club. Obviously they've got their reasons behind it. Solskjaer has been Manchester United manager over 2 years now. And reflecting now on his being at the football club, he has gained some managerial experience, and he's learnt quite a bit on the job, and he's tried a few different elements. Solskjaer's just got under a year left on his current 3-year contract. Said earlier on this season that he agreed a new 3-year contract worth 30 million, likely to be 2 years with an option of an extra one. We appointed Solskjaer in December 2018 to replace Mourinho. Obviously, in his first 3 months at the club, he was the interim manager. Solskjaer did very well as the interim manager, so the club decided to give him the job permanently back in March 2019. A lot of United fans think we give him the job too soon. Maybe we should have waited until the end of that season to decide or not whether to give him the job. And some United fans in general think we made a mistake giving him the job permanently. But Solskjaer, he's made good signings as Man United manager so far. He's spent almost £300 million. I'm not too sure what the transfer budget is for the summer transfer window. I reckon we need around 200 million. If we are to get the players we want in, maybe more than £200 million. You know, Solskjaer's got rid of a lot of players, you know, since he's come in as well. He's did well last season, his first full season. You know, he's done well in a lot of aspects this season. I like the way he has promoted the youth. Yes, we haven't been great against the top 6 sides this season, but Solskjaer has still beaten quite a few big-name managers as Manchester United manager. But you know what? I didn't expect him to do as well as he has done. I think he's done a pretty good job to say, you know, the squad he was left with and that, you know, when he came in. Obviously, you know the news regarding the Glazers. I think when these 10,000 fans attend the game against Fulham on Tuesday evening, there'll be more protesting going on against the Glazers. Obviously, not so long ago, our fans were protesting against the Glazers for the Liverpool game, the rearranged one, because we were supposed to be playing Liverpool on the 2nd of May, but obviously got postponed because hundreds of our fans went inside Old Trafford and invaded the pitch to protest against the Glazers. Quite a few weeks ago, our fans were protesting against the Glazers at Carrington. And some of our fans blocked entrances into the Carrington training ground, and obviously there was holding banners up. Not so long ago, Solskjaer said that the Glazers apologised to him. He said the violent incidents did go too far, but he says the club need to take notice of the fans. Solskjaer was angry with Gary Neville not so long ago. Over the Man United protests, because Neville had quite a few things to say on it. Joe Glazer not so long ago wrote a letter to Man United fans. Avram Glazer as well not so long ago refused to apologise to Man United over the European Super League Sky News call with him in Florida, and he refused to answer any questions. Will these Old Trafford protests force the Glazers out of Manchester United? I hope it does. I really do. Well, it said not so long ago the Glazers will only sell Man United for £4 billion. And before that, it said that the Glazers have got no intentions of selling the club. Solskjaer did say earlier on this season that the Glazer family will not sell Man United, and before that he told protesters that Joe Glazer loves the club. Earlier on this season, Joe Glazer released a statement and he apologised to club fans over the European Super League plans. But we get the Glazers out of Man United, it would definitely be the right decision because the Glazers have put us in so much debt. And in general, I just hate the way the football club has been run now for a while. You know, the Glazers have been with us for like 16 years now. They bought the club for 500 million back in 2005. So we've got to recommend new owners in. And obviously, you know, the news regarding Ed Woodward. We know that he's going to be standing down at the end of the year because it got announced earlier on this season that Woodward resigned as Manchester United vice chairman. Who will Manchester United's next chairman be to replace him? Said not so long ago that Edwin van der Sar was the favourite. So there you go. So anyway guys, that's everything to update you for today. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless. See you all again very, very soon.